The first thing I want is usually a bit of a lane matchup. So you guys were Nami Lucian versus Caitlyn and
X.
Vex. So tell me how you think you should approach this matchup through levels 1 through 3.
The ironic thing is when I had my Zen coaching, he, he
Mm,
he watched me play Nami, and again it was against the Vex, and it was the first time I'd ever been against the Vex.
right.
Um, Vex, he was like, "Yeah, I want you to stay like a long distance away from her because her moves take a while to kind of warm up, and then they'll hit you and do a lot of damage."
Mm,
Um, so I was kind of like had that in my mind of like I want unless that moves down, then I'm gonna be keeping my distance.
mm,
And then Caitlyn, the thing about Caitlyn I hate is that she can fire at you from half a screen away. Um, I don't. I guess I don't quite fully understand the extreme range that she does have,
mm,
because I do want to kind of like try and whittle her down because I feel like we should be a poke lane. Because I have illusion and I've got electrocute and we should be like massacring them, but I feel like yeah, she can just fire from so far away that I was just kind of trying to dance at her to like keep the her thinking, oh, I can auto attack, but oh no, I can't, and half the time I got it wrong. I took a free hit and I was like, ah, boo. Um, but yeah, the Vex thing, I'm not really. It's a bit of an unknown thing. I don't. I feel like Vex maybe scales later on, and in the because she's a bit more of a mid lane mage. I think. I don't think
mm.
she's really a support. So I think she needs money to get things going. So I don't know. I mean, Zen was quite keen on me, like sort of respect her as a mage, but I feel like she's got more end game potential than early game. But I don't know. That's my 2 cents.
Okay. So what I'm hearing is you want to maintain your range and also try whittle them down at the same time.
Yeah.
Drawing both elements from both your analysis and Zen's advice as well, how
Yeah.
can you whittle them down without putting yourself at too much risk?
I guess it's a case of when Caitlyn's looking to last hit, then poke, um,
Good.
and if Vex is got the her moves down, move in to kind of pressure her,
Hmm.
um, and yeah, try and encourage Lucian to get in there because I feel like Lucian is supposed to be like a really like level 2. We're going in, we're going ham, we're going strong, we're going to kill them.
Yeah.
And if you're not doing that, then play another ADC. Um, but I don't really play much ADC. That's just my opinion of what I feel Lucian is without really having first-hand experience. So maybe I've got it wrong, but um, yeah, I mean, it's just that Caitlyn's extreme range that I feel like I can't really get too close.
Mm.
And unless she, yeah, as I say, if she's doing the last hit, then yeah, fair enough. But other than that, she's doing the even if you're trying to stay far away, like don't stand behind the minions because she wants to queue the minions in a long line and just I feel like Caitlyn's game plan is to like as the minions approach, just queue the whole lot, and by the time that the wave is kind of met in the middle, you're almost killed all the minions, and you're going ahead, and you're kind of trying to push as hard as you can. So I'm trying to stop that from happening by
Hmm.
trying to like auto attack the minions as well. But I don't know. I think I've said enough for now. Maybe I'll keep going unless you tell me to stop.
No, no, that's perfect. I'm getting a very good insight into what you think is important too. Um, so adding on top of what you've already said, because if
Mm,
Caitlyn's going to be focused on last hitting the minions,
yeah,
whenever Vex tries to use her abilities and kind of off cooldown, um,
yeah,
especially her passive. So if she doesn't have her passive, that's green light for you and Lucian to trade. Because at the moment, Lucian Nami is probably one of the strongest, if not the strongest, trading bot
yeah.
lanes.
Oh yeah,
So you shouldn't be afraid to trade if the condition that Vex's cooldowns are lower down.
yeah.
And I'm going to generalize this into mage versus mage supports as well. Whenever a mage cooldown is down, that's the most vulnerable that they are. And you should use that for every
Did you
person.
say you're recording this?
Yes, I'm recording this.
Oh, yeah.
So you don't have to take notes
I
or whatever.
was going to say, I'm going to grab my notes because, yeah.
Yeah, you're good.
By the end of the hour, I'll be like, oh, what did he say in the first minute? Yeah, okay, yes, okay.
Yeah.
Cool.
So the general rule of thumb, play around cooldowns. That's probably the biggest thing that you can learn just straight off if it's a mage versus mage.
Yep.
Good. And especially because Lucian has the great opportunity to reposition himself with dash, and your abilities almost follow Lucian wherever he goes, your E and your W. Yep. There literally is no scenario in which you guys lose if they don't trade back without cooldowns. Yeah. So let's take a look at the beginning. So that's the kind of lane matchup I'm looking at, mage versus mage. And you start off the wave like this. Actually, before we even say anything, in your 5v5 scrim line, like where you're trying to prevent the enemy from coming into your place or you're going into the enemies, you don't want to stand in this bush. You want to hover right around outside here.
Okay.
The reason is because enemies who walk up this wall, you won't see them until here, and by that time it's probably too late for you to get out of the bush. Whereas if you're out here, you have a much longer time to react to anything if they're trying to invade.
Yeah, I get you. I mean that wall. I mean, I can kind of see the second tree. Oh, hang on.
Here.
That second tree. I feel like I can see just to the right of the second tree from looking at the fog of war. Is that not right?
No, you won't see anyone here.
I won't see that.
No.
Okay.
Imagine if they had a hook champion. You'd probably either have to blow flash or something.
Yeah. But to be fair, I've never actually seen anyone approaching that angle, so that's probably why I stand there in pretty much every game. But I take that under advisement, and I'll move forward a little bit. Yeah, cool.
If you climb higher, which I think you will, you'll see people do invades through there.
Also, Lee Sin basically said that he was going to come early for a bot gank, so I think. I know what I was saying earlier on. I think we were kind of. I was looking to let them push a little bit more than what I would normally like. Not contest so much the push, if you know what I mean. I think.
Okay. So why are you autoing the minions here?
Let's see if he said it by now. I'm coming bot early, but just don't push. So I think we. Yeah, I mean, it's like you want level 2, but you don't want to. I mean, he's going to be coming from top, so it's going to be a while. So I'm feeling like if you let it bounce on 3, that's pretty bad.
Good. So I mean, you've watched Zen, so he's probably taught you bounce on waves, how to get the wave back into you. So perfect. Yeah, great. Nothing to add there then. Your level 2 priority was good, aggressive in hitting the last minions, but your position to follow up your level 2 positioning could have been improved. So if you see right here,
I did that on my alley game as well. I was like, oh, why am I here?
Exactly. So you should already be walking up here at this point, because Lucian's going to finish these 2 minions.
Yeah. I think I just wasn't that far forward because I'll just say like I feel like Caitlyn can just hit me, and I think the minions weren't quite close enough to like feel like she was looking to like either last hit them or hit me. So I was kind of like,
That's perfectly fine. If she hits you, if she trades you 2 autos and then you guys hit level 2 within the next 2 seconds, then she's gonna lose 50% of her HP.
Fair enough. Yeah.
Here you can see how Vex is vastly out of position.
Oh hell yeah!
Lucian dashes in, you E W, she's probably like quarter health. Too bad nothing happened there. But that could have been an opportunity for you to look for.
Yeah. I think this AD carry was a silver 2 or something like that. Everyone else was gold, and it's like, oh, I get the silver.
Yeah, that's fine. Where's the enemy jungler?
They leashed, so he'll probably be at Raptors. So.
Good. When does Scuttle Crab spawn?
Soon. I know. To like, I think I've got two windows to put in a ward. Is like either 2 minutes 50 or 3 minutes 10. I think, depending on how high tempo the jungle is. So
Okay.
yeah, I obviously he's I think he put the ward in. So I would say, yeah, it's probably not such a good ward to put in at the moment. Hang on, no, yeah, they no, they lease, so he should be going up top.
Hmm.
So yeah, I think, yeah, I would be looking at like 310 or something like that, or 315 is the minimum.
Okay, don't worry about the
Yeah,
wards from now. Say in the scenario that you both leashed and both junglers were going from bot to top.
yeah,
If they were going for a kind of like a clear where they go into top Scuttle, Scuttle
yeah.
spawns at 315, so you
Okay,
can
yeah,
use that to justify, is the jungler going to be bot? If you see both junglers fighting for the Scuttle Crab up top for 315, then you
yeah,
know that you're not in danger of a gank.
yeah.
If you see only your jungler up there, what's that going to mean for you guys?
Well, if he's not there, he's here.
Yeah, exactly. He's probably doing bot Scuttle Crab.
Yeah,
So you
yeah,
can generate so much information just by looking at where the jungler started and where they're going to path, basically.
yeah.
Um, one thing on top of that is that if the jungler's uncontested top Scuttle and they didn't leash bot, their junglers is doing the other way around. So they're kind of like a cross map splitting, basically.
Yeah.
Okay, good. So I think you're maintaining your distance very respectfully. One thing on top of this that you could be doing a bit more is going in and out of bushes to kind of generate a bit of uncertainty, basically.
Yeah.
Especially when it comes to your engaged champions like Alistar. Um, because I think you ran Hex Slash on him, which is always great to have, and also confuses the hell out of people.
I like to run Hex Smash, but I feel like I don't utilize it enough. But
Hmm.
yeah, I mean, jumping over the wall by wolves or something like that is just amazing. I love doing that, but
Yeah.
I feel like I don't do it enough. Um, yeah, but yeah, I think sometimes I really do live in the bush and try and poke out and poke, but I think it's just the fact that Caitlyn has such a range. I feel like in this one, it's just like as soon as I poke my head out, it's like ow,
Right. I
ow.
see. Yeah. Dodge back in. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. I think maybe we can try. Let me see if I can dig up a good video against Caitlyn and see if we can play around that range a little bit. Um, right here, we've executed our wave management strategy quite nicely, and that Lee has a
Yeah.
free gank basically. So how are you going to use your tools to help execute this gank perfectly? Say the scenario arose.
Well, ideally, I would put E on Lucian so he
Okay,
could dash in and then just slow,
good.
and then that makes it just super easy for Lee to do anything really, and then just W on anyone who I feel like it. Because hopefully it shouldn't really matter too much. I mean, I guess on Lucian because he's on half health, but I don't think it really makes a difference as
Mm-hmm.
long as it bounces nicely. Then I'm happy.
Yep, perfect. On top of that, if the situation arises for Flash Q, which I think you do, it's tricky.
I think I
But with
did do a flash kill on this one.
yeah,
Yeah.
so you E yourself instead, actually.
I think it's because Lucian's moved down, and this is like, what is he doing?
Right.
So I've just need myself because I know for a fact I can go in,
Yeah.
but Lucian's decided to go backwards. So
Right.
yeah, if he went forward, hell yeah. But yeah, I think I probably didn't give him enough respect because yeah, say he was the only silver in the game, and I was like, okay, you're going to go backwards. I'm going to eat myself because I want to try and help Lee do a gank. But yeah, I mean, eating him would be great. But yeah,
Mm-hmm.
if he's going to move backwards, then I'm not going to do it.
Yeah. So One thing to also keep in mind of is what if there wasn't the same communication? Like maybe Lucian didn't see Lee there. So
Yeah.
communicating through your pings is also really important.
Yep.
Any sort of play, if Lee says he's coming bot, make sure
Yep.
Lucian's aware of it.
Yeah.
Do you play any football?
Oh, so I used to play left defense in football, and I used to like trying to read where the ball's going to be in like a fair few minutes, and yeah, just try and intercept any passes. But that was a long time ago. I am now well and truly in my seat.
Right. All the hallmarks of a good player is yes,
Yeah.
they try to anticipate all passes and whatnot, but also that they scan all available options.
Yeah.
Almost like every 7 or 8 seconds. Um, you'll see this like midfielders are just literally looking around left and right constantly,
Yeah.
so they can look for the next play even before it happens. Same thing as
Yeah.
support. That's basically our role. Think
Yeah.
of yourself as a mid laner to see where the jungler is, what play you can make.
Yeah.
When I'm playing a game, my eyes literally live in this corner of the screen, and I'm just looking left, right, left, right, left, right,
Yeah.
and all that similar thing. But this is good. We capitalize on a kill. I think Lee Sin comes around for the dive. Because Caitlyn stays. Yeah. Oh, perfect. And why was this dive a great idea?
Because there is one hell of a large wave.
Good. The amount of XP, the amount of gold you guys, or she's going to lose is phenomenal. Cool. As you're backing, make sure you're dropping wards right here. Reason being, it's right out of turret vision. A ward right here. It's out of turret vision, and it prevents any sort of lane gank that could be happening.
Yeah.
That's a good habit to get into. Also, it doesn't stop your back.
Yeah, I think if I have my the other wards up, then I usually put one in the end bush if I can, because yeah, as you say, it stops the lane gank, but it's a great place for someone to teleport in. Not that there was anyone with a teleport in this one.
Ah, but towards higher elos, if your ward is here and they decide to pink this bush, it's just out of range of that one.
Yeah.
So good thought, good thought. I like it. But both of those are really good teleport positions as well.
Yeah.
But this just has a smidgen of extra benefit. Cool. So, in terms of advantages, you guys are now 1 assist up and probably a little bit of gold. You see Lucian trying to pull the wave here, which is quite interesting. And you take a very nice trade onto Vex. Yeah, perfectly played.
Lux did some nice ganking in this one.
Yeah.
She fell right off at the end. Because Annie was just literally one-shotting people in the end, but yeah, it was really good. Like it was really good, some good team play. Yeah, it feels like laning wasn't too bad. You know, I know you're saying like win lane, win game kind of thing.
Yeah.
Or at least have a better chance of winning it. But I feel like our laning was pretty. I mean, yeah, obviously it wasn't tight as it could have been, but we did reasonably. We got a good advantage and had all the beginnings of a stomp, but it just didn't transition to that.
Yeah, and that's also what I'm hoping to talk about: how to carry your lead into other games as well.
Okay.
Yeah, we'll come to that. Don't worry. With this kind of coverage, I guess trying to force Caitlyn up towards the bush where Lux is coming down would have been the optimum thing. This was fine though. You guys still managed to get the kill. Yeah.
Yeah, I say
Perfect.
Lux is pretty darn good in this one.
Yeah. Cool. And we're building towards Imperial Mandate. Good.
Always nice to get a couple of minions.
Yeah. A little bit of extra gold. Great. Really good restraint on not pinking the bush here, because the
Oh yeah,
instance
there's no way we could have defended that.
Yes,
It would've-
perfect.
Yeah.
What a lot of support players go like, oh, I need pink wards just because I just want to
It
get
would
pink.
last 30 seconds.
Exactly, exactly. And that's something a lot of people don't get. They don't think of pinks as vision bastions that they must defend. So it's great. It's great that you're already thinking of that much in advance. So in this case, before you hit level 6, I would have been aggressively positioning up here, ready to engage at any moment. Or on the flip side, in one of the bushes.
I think I was giving him a little bit more restraint because I was worried about the fact that I think I saw their jungle down bot side.
Where was Viego last spotted?
Did I not see him down bot?
Maybe rewind a little bit. Oh, Viego took Drake. So that's probably why you were thinking that.
Yeah.
Okay.
He's gone mid though. Yeah. So,
Yeah.
yeah.
So now that he's pathing towards top, that's almost like green lights go for you guys down bot to make a play. And I think you do ult somewhere here.
Yeah, I think Lucian goes a bit ham, and I was a bit unexpected.
Yeah. I think he decides to go ham like randomly.
Yeah, I think it's about now. Yeah.
Straight into the minion wave, maybe.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, and the reason why this window is good, because Vex is still 5, by the way, so...
Yeah. There we go. Yeah.
Yeah. Good use of your wave. It's a zoning. Unfortunate that you missed the bubble. That is okay. No worries. Okay, so to cover your asses here, I'd just ward quickly and then return back to lane. I'd ward right up here.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Even though we see Viego top right now. But that's, yeah.
Well, it's a good time to ward. You're not gonna die.
No. You've got that little window that you can get to. Do you see how them having ult versus you guys kind of made your
Not having ult.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Good, you shoved the wave out. And you hold the wave? Or attempt to.
I think I went in. I was like, oh, I'm just gonna hold them here, and I'm gonna duck into the bush and then come back out again. And, oh no, come back! I was like, oh god. Normally, I would have been ducking in and out the bush and then coming out. They're kind of like half the amount of damage you take. But I think because I tried to do it up a bit further and they were a bit far away from me, they just lost vision and just didn't come back when I came out of the bush. So I was,
the intention was there.
yeah, lesson learned. So here I was. I think I saw Viego top, so I was like, yeah, time for a bit of a MVP ward.
Yeah, no, that is a perfect ward. And you do it a lot in late game as well. However, you cover only that crossroad and not the other path on the left side of it with the banana brush.
Banana brush?
Yeah, it's this one over here.
Oh, that one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We'll come to a little bit about vision control as well. So, you guys are pretty strong right now.
Yeah.
How are you going to ensure that you manage to translate this lead into other lanes?
Well, ideally we could take the tower and go to other lanes. That's what I'd be looking to do. If I was Lucian right now, I'd see all this going on. I'd be like, right, I'm going to take that tower down and then I'm going to go mid.
Good. I'd call for
on
even more support from your jungler into dive bot side twice more until they literally cannot play the game. Take the tower, go mid.
Yep. I think I remember this is a great play by Lee.
Yeah, that was a sweet kick. Sweet intro. Yeah. I also really do appreciate the use of unlocked camera, by the way. This is already a good rate mark.
I see people get coaching. They're like, "Why? How can you have a locked camera?" And I'm like, I haven't had locked camera for like, I don't know. I think since
Do you know what the benefit of it is?
a month of playing it. I think I've got to have unlocked because yeah, you can't see as much. Like even like in lane, like say you're not moving around. Say you're just literally in lane. You
Yeah.
can have your camera like this, and like I don't need to see what's going on at my tower because that's my tower.
Yeah.
I want to see what's going on from like say like if their jungle's coming down or So I want to have it more. I tell you what, if they had locked camera but more offset, I might have kept it.
Mm.
I think when I first started playing, I don't think they even had offset lock. So
Yeah.
I think it was just so painful, like having it on lock camera that had to be turned off very quickly.
Yeah. That's a great way to think about it. And it also gives you a fixed frame of reference, which is really nice.
Well, yeah, I mean, you wouldn't want to move slightly and go, "Oh, I've missed hitting that person because I've moved slightly." Yeah, and my MVP was giving us information.
Yes, I love it.
We're getting ganked.
I have a small incremental tooltip for you, which is to turn down your camera and move speed with your mouse. It will increase your quality of life immensely.
The funny thing is, right? I think I would normally have it on a little bit slower, but that I think I was trying to impress you. No, I think Zen's always like, oh, you need to have. But I guess he's more of a kind of like a jungler kind of coaching kind of guy, and he wants people to be able to pan their camera around at like light speed so they can really.
Yeah.
So yeah, it. I've always been trying to like slightly move it up a bit. I think in this playback, I think you're not getting quite the smoothness that I'm getting. So it's really it's quite from that last couple of frames. It was like really like jerk 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 jerk. It's not that bad on my screen.
Mm.
But yeah, I would probably turn it down just a little bit. But I every now and then I try and turn it up just a little bit to see if I can get used to it, and then I eventually just turn it back down again. But
Yeah.
I just try. Yeah, I mean sometimes it feels like it's taking us a little bit too long to pan around, but yeah,
Completely up to you. Experiment with all the settings, really.
yeah. I I think I'll move it down a little bit, but a little bit higher than what I've had it before. So and I think that's it. Just move it up 10% and then take it back 5%, and then by that point you're like so used to being just like zip that when it's not zipping around so bad, you're like, yeah, this is fine.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What was your thinking behind this ult?
They're both in the middle. I think is she just doing a Q? No, she's
just
not.
auto
No,
attacking.
no, she's just also attacking. I think because your ult gives movement speed.
Yes.
So I guess I was just hoping I could just get Lucian to go in there and go ham a bit. I know he's not got his ult down, but I mean, if this hits, they're both in the middle. So if I aim down the middle and one's a little bit slow, then we've got one pick. But unfortunately, I think I missed both, didn't I?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just a bit of restraint, really. And plus, if you trade aggressively into this lane and you lose, you also have a bunch of minions by your tower, which could be potential gold for you.
Yeah.
Have a bit of patience. You guys are much stronger than them. So anytime you guys step foot in the lane, it should mean that they respect you, your tower, and your lane presence as well.
Yep.
Save for the fact that if they're playing aggressive, what's the only thing that could mean?
Jungle.
Yes, absolutely. Jungle could be waiting in bush right now. I haven't seen him for the past minute, so doing something like this would be very aggressive and uncharacteristic of them. So we've just seen jungle mid, so this is basically a green light for us to trade aggressively now.
I still don't know because I thought they'd move so back that I was like, I'm just going to clear this out, and then I was like, oh, I'm still in range.
Should they even be able to look at you right now?
No.
Exactly.
Where is Vex?
Probably in the bush somewhere. But
yeah,
if you had your full ult, full combo, in a scenario where it was 100 health on both sides, you guys should win.
Yeah.
Good. I think that was your ping.
I can't tell either.
But yeah, same thing really. Just look how strong you guys are just to trade. And then another double kill. Fancy that. What did we say? How can we translate our lead into other lanes again?
Taking down tower.
Yes. Priorities taking down tower, and then what's the move after that?
Oh, I head mid.
Why?
Because I'm support and I carry wards and I can ward either side of the mid lane. We can basically control the whole mid area. I was like picking him. I was like, no, run, run, and literally just Annie just stands next to him. I was like,
yeah,
God.
Yeah. So the importance of you guys moving to mid lane is because at this point in time, when you're the strongest laners, you have the most agency to dictate what fights happen around mid.
Yeah.
Have you come across the term agency before?
Yeah.
Okay, great.
I've worked for many. Sorry.
That's horrible. That is a horrible joke.
Yeah. So yeah. As you know, I've watched many Zen videos and Nice and stuff like that. So they're it's always like play the lane with the most agency, so you can dictate who wins and who loses, basically.
Yeah, absolutely.
And AD carry used to be so strong, and then they nerfed it and nerfed it and nerfed it. I do feel like, why am I still here? But I don't know. I don't say when AD carry goes really badly for your team, and the other team AD carry does really well, then it does have agency, and you can really kind of cry when as long as you have one person for a front row to like just keep them alive, and they can just destroy everyone. So I think that's why I stick with it. But yeah, I feel like having a support with utility is more agency than just doing super duper amounts of damage, unless your AD carry has no hands, and in which case you kind of have to be the damage as well.
Right.
Which is what I sometimes find with this kind of elo. I mean, I had to carry myself up from bronze using Zyra. And just doing the most damage on the team every single game, and just not worrying what anyone else is doing. Says, I'm going to win this, just me. And yeah, so I'm very familiar with agency.
Great.
Yeah.
Same thing with support, really. You can influence other lanes even during the laning phase. If you're playing Alistar, cheeky gank mid, really.
I had one game I was like, yeah, this is gonna be my Alistar game I'm gonna post, and it was just like we had a Kha'Zix mid, and he was playing against a Yasuo, and I came mid, and I was about to do my combo, and he whirlwind me up, and I was like, okay, all right, I bought the mission, and Kha'Zix was like, don't come mid, you blah, 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 go back bot, and I was like, yeah, this guy needs a report. But like, it was a good effort. If he hadn't had that whirlwind up, we would have killed him, and it would have been like, put him in a spiral. But yeah, I was just like, okay. And then, as I say, we had a Zyra jungle, and it was just a very strange game.
Mm.
So yeah, I do like roaming mid if I can. Even when I played an AD carry game recently, I was like, it's not going very well. I'm just going to push the lane to the tower, roam mid, and my support decided to come with me, and I'm like, all good, and we just roamed up mid and just got a kill within about 3 seconds. I was like, now I've got my gold. So yeah, going mid is really cool, especially in this meta. I feel like I've done a few mid games as Annie, as I say, because Zen was like, stop paying support. And the amount of times I was getting like 4 men ganks, it was just insane. I was like,
Yeah.
what the hell is going on? You know, and everyone's got Predator, and they're all like running at you 100 miles an hour. You're like, ah! Yeah, I feel like, yeah, more and more it is like, if you can go mid, just crash your wave, go mid, then yeah, job done.
And finding that roam timing is very tricky, especially if you guys are getting pushed in. So I want you to
Oh yeah,
recognize when you can
you
do that.
can't do it. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, which we will
Although
cover.
if you're pushed in and it's not quite crashed,
Yeah.
then yeah, I'm quite happy to leave my AD
Hmm.
carry for a minute or so.
Yeah.
He might cry about it, but you know, if I can get a kill mid, then whatever. You know, getting a fed mid is more important to me than a fed AD carry, because he can just, yeah, get some CS later in the game. It's
Yeah.
fine.
Absolutely. Cool. So if we knew that going bot here was a wrong move, the next time let's try to move our players around. Let's try to take control of the game by the reins and go like, hey, let's go mid Lucian. Let's see what we can do around there.
Yep.
And on top of that, our vision control around mid, I want you to think of it as you've probably heard of Zen talking about vision control in quadrants basically. Um so you've got like
Uh,
no? Okay.
Not really, no. I mean, I look at it like pathways in and out of the jungle. So
Good way to think about it.
if I've got someone in a certain area, like
Mm-hmm.
say if someone was pushing that bottom tower, like that
Okay.
is where I'd want the you know there, and then maybe one on the pixel brush in middle, because then I'd know that there's no way he can get ganked.
Right.
Um, and then like say sets moving up top, you know, like just north of the red buff would be like ideal, um, because then you know when people are just gonna be swarming him, um, and that's all I really think about really, unless say you've got like dragon or baron coming up, then I'll just spam boards all over the area and just try and make sure that I have everything covered, and if one goes down, I can still make sure that we've got good vision for the area,
Mm-hmm.
and then a pink in the pit
Yeah.
if I can.
I think your idea of vision control of the pathway is good, and I'm going to
Yeah.
add on one step further.
Okay.
You're going to be denying vision from the enemy as well. And that's what I like to see when I say the term vision control.
Yeah.
So, on top of covering all the path bot side, if Set was pushing down bot tower, I want to
Yeah.
ensure that the enemy have no idea what's happening around bot with my control wards and sweepers. How do you
Okay.
determine which side of the river would be prioritized?
So if he was down bot side,
By champions. Okay.
what no, hang on. Your question, if Set was pushing down the bottom tower, did you say?
No. Just
What,
say there was no one down the side lanes. How would you choose which side to
uh,
prioritize?
I think if no one is down the side lanes, I would put one. I would assume if they're not down the side lanes, they're down mid. I don't want them being flanked, so that I would put them. You know, you got the pixel brushes in either side of the thing. I would like to have them just above that, so you've got like where the paths cross.
Say we didn't even have control of the top side of the jungle right now. They could be hovering there and ready to catch a unsuspecting Nami and turn her into
Oh,
sashimi.
oh no. Then I would probably put um, so if you look at the map where you've got the tower in the middle and you've got a little pathway that goes up and it bends round to the right,
Yeah.
I would probably put a ward just over the wall there.
Okay. What I'm trying to get at here, Stedz, is
Yeah.
you want to prioritize, or think of it as risk. Every single ward you try, every single vision you're trying to contest has
Yeah.
some sort of risk to it if the
Oh
enemy's
yeah.
there.
Yeah.
How you calculate if that risk is worth it is based on which objective or which area the next play is going to be made.
Yeah.
So say Drake was going to be spawning in about 2.5 minutes, then I want to guarantee that my team can walk freely through here, and I don't
Yeah.
give a damn what happens up there. Set is mildly
Yeah.
out of position because enemies could be in jungle running to him right now, but I want
Yeah.
to ensure my team for the next 2 minutes in the future can be
Yeah.
safe around bot side.
Yeah,
Does
that'd be
that
the
make sense?
south side pixel bush. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
Two
So
2 minutes before. Yeah. Yeah.
pixel brush, banana brush, the crossroads there. That's what's important to me right now. Although I don't really know which objective is spawning next. If it was Rift Herald, then I'd be looking topside. And
Yeah.
I'd use risk. I'd calculate the risk and go like, yeah, it's worth me taking the risk to walk here in order to get this vision. So you put down, was that a pink? Yeah, that was a pink.
Yeah.
Pink on this side of the bush provides the same amount of vision, and enemies can't clear it from over here. If Caitlyn was here, she probably could clear it, actually.
Yeah. Yeah. Probably. Yeah.
Yeah. It was almost a prophecy that Set would die there, wasn't it? Yeah. Okay, so here, this is a very good example of how we protect ourselves as enchanter supports in mid game.
Yeah.
You have this pink, so you guarantee that the enemies have no idea what's happening here, and I
Yeah.
want you to have another ward over here because
Yeah.
that's safe to put down because you have that pink there, right?
Yeah.
It's almost like you're building Legos on top of each other of your vision.
Yeah. I think at this point I've run out of wards. I think that's one. I think I probably would have put a normal ward in that bush.
Yeah.
But I think I was like, because I'm out, I'm just gonna pink it.
Yeah.
Otherwise we're gonna get flanked. Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah, here comes the flank. Lucian decides to go ham.
So it becomes a
I
three
think I
for
think
one.
I think I die on that one as well.
Now, was there any way that you could have prevented this from happening, do you think, with your vision?
Well, let's say we not having any extra wards. I can't put that one above. But I mean, it's mostly the Aniel, which is the problem.
Okay. Could we have positioned ourselves differently?
Further back to encourage them not to go so far.
For you, yes. For them, no. Since you're an enchanter, your job is just going to be buffing them as well as you can. So I want you to also be leaning against reinforcements, which in this case would be the Lee right here. So I'd be leaning south side and generating our vision towards the south as well.
Am I not safer on the middle because I mean on the top side because I know that I'm not going to get ganked from that side?
Because ideally we would have already had our vision set up.
Oh yeah, yeah. In a best case scenario,
yes, absolutely. That is a very valid point as well. So unless I have any
I'm
idea,
sticking right next to my ward, going, "I'm safe here. I love it."
so unless I had an idea of what was happening around here, I wouldn't even try siege this, because this is very risky in my eyes. Of course, hindsight is 2020. So
I mean, ideally, I'm like, I should go in after him. I think in my back of my mind, I'm thinking I should be just running and not be not be anywhere near this. But I'll just go in, try and give him a little bit, and then it's oh no, I'm just gonna die. I feel I gave it a good effort.
Yeah.
I think he might have even had to flash me. I'm not sure.
I think you had to flash there.
Yeah, I flashed. Yeah.
Yeah. No worries though. So you see how Drake is spawning in about a minute or so.
Yeah. So head for there, really.
Good. If we have only this amount of time, how do we prepare for Drake? with our vision control?
Plants.
Okay.
I think they're looking to push mid. I'm like, yeah, that's a good idea.
Yeah. So you guys have shoved out mid. That's good.
Let's shove up mid.
Why would we walk here?
Yeah, I think I was looking at the fact that sets. I think Jace at this point was a beast, and I think I was worried that he was just gonna run all over set. But yeah, I should be at Drake. But I guess maybe I felt like I could they could spare not having me because we just killed Annie, who was a big problem. But yeah, I think I was just worried about the Jace. He was starting to take control of the game, I think.
Very noble of you to try save a losing lane.
Yeah, I know. And I tell people all the time, never save a losing lane.
Yeah.
Yeah, never gank the losing lane because it's just like, yeah, they'll just turn around and kill all you. Yeah.
I'd rather you not take this risk of Viego might being here and one-shotting you, and rather secure the Drake and look towards sieging mid again or sieging bot.
Yeah.
Whatever happens top, and the play that you're moving for right here would probably be too late if there were to be a play happening top anyways.
Yeah.
So your focus right
I
now...
think I've realised that.
Yeah.
I would have been. I was like, yeah. I sense there's a Viego coming.
Yes. Perfect. Absolutely perfect. Great. And we guarantee the Drake take. And we move bot immediately for our... Oh, this is very risky and not worth anything. And move bot for a minion wave.
I think because I just saw Viego on the top side, I'm
Uh-huh.
like, I'm happy to move in.
What about
Annie's
Vex
still
and
dead.
Caitlyn?
Yeah, all right.
So
What?
I like what you're doing here, but the trouble with things like this is that for the next 5 minutes or so, this bot side of the map is not worth it. Not important for you to risk your life as a support to ward for.
Yeah. I think I was hoping that if I just put down some serious wards around here, that you know, someone, if anyone wants to push it, then they can just push all the way to that tier 2 tower. Like Lucian's bot now, so I'm like, you know, oh, go on and just push it all the way there. I can go mid and not worry about you dying.
Yeah.
I think that was my plan. I think he might get it to the tower. No, he's decided to pull back because he's scared. Yeah. Thanks, Lucian.
That's perfectly fine. Good. There's a small caveat. Oh, this any flash ults, yeah, I think. Yeah. You die.
Yeah. I think I was actually thinking, like, I bet she's gonna flash anyway. I was like, do I? Oh, I'm dead. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was good. It was good anti-flash.
There's a concept that's also pretty important called "you're only as strong as your most current back."
Okay.
Considering you could already afford your Chemtech Putrefier,
Oh yeah, it's 550 from
that
there.
will add so much more utility, and you get a restock of wards as well.
Yeah.
So I'd reset a lot more frequently. Like if you see me play, I reset almost like every 2 minutes or so, every minute and a half. Like.
Okay. Yeah.
Just for the wards.
I think there are times when I'm like, yeah, I should have reset and yeah, I can't really afford anything, but yeah, I've got no more wards and
yeah,
I've spammed all bottom for Lucian to push. And,
Exactly. Good. I also want you to get into another habit of pinging summoner spells whenever you see them.
Yeah, I didn't do that one for any, did I?
No, so we saw any flash there. And that's very vital to her kit, since she has no flash ult for the next 5 minutes. I've already given away the answer there, but why is it important to know? Why is it important to know that?
Yes, so everyone knows that it's 5 minutes from now.
Yeah, exactly. Where's our bubble? Our bubble's late. The
He was
hardest
there.
thing about Nami's kit, I think, yeah, the hardest thing about Nami's kit, I think, is landing the bubble. Everything else is a target ability, anyways.
Yeah, I think if I play Nami like for a week straight, then yeah, the bubbles do get a bit more on point consistently. But yeah, there's some people that are just so good that you just every single bubble is missed. It's like oh. But I think I was literally like if I just make sure that he goes in there and he's actually in there, then
Hmm.
I'm gonna bubble him and then I'm gonna ignite him and yeah. I think I felt like I had it under control.
Same thing with the
But yeah,
scanning principle, really. It's just anticipatory. Anticipatory?
yeah,
Yeah. Anticipating when Viego's going to come in. You know he's going to look for his reset right here. So he's going to
yeah.
ult and be on top of Vincent. Good old bite set, to be honest. Okay. Viego's dead. What's the best option on the map now?
Shove mid Baron?
Yes, perfect. But I see no pings, I see no communication from anyone on the team. So
Well,
nothing really happens.
we're kind of mid. I think Lux is just looking for a pick.
Yeah.
Uh,
I kinda want more aggression from you guys though. Seeing as you guys are in an advantageous position and Jace is also bot, who will have to make all the way up top if you guys decide to contest Baron area.
yeah.
So we got a pick and we didn't really do anything with it. Do you see what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah.
And just walking into here was
Yeah. I expect because I told you Jace was like super strong and I was like I kind of wanted him to come forward a bit and not realise I was there and then be able to just like knock him up and then chain CC him so that Lux would get her kit off and bring him down because I think he was worth some Wonga. But yeah, I didn't expect to be bursted in what was that 0.64 seconds. Yeah.
yeah. I mean that is a fed Jace for you.
Yeah.
Put into perspective, should you be the ones trying to make picks?
I guess yeah. Lee Sin is probably in a more better position to do it, and then Lux obviously with her cages.
Mm-hmm. But is there any way that you could influence your team getting picks? Good bubble.
More pings,
Okay.
wards.
Yes. Vision is key, and that's the best way we can influence the entire game, basically.
Yeah.
So see, I love that you're walking with your jungle into here, by the way. This
Oh, yeah,
guarantees.
there's no way I'll be there on my own.
Yeah.
After dying in 0.6 seconds, I'm like, yeah, it's time to be very cautious, Nami.
Yeah. Sounds about right. Do you see what I mean, though, by you're kind of exposing yourself at many opportunities that the enemies know exactly where you're going?
Yeah, my screen's starting to flash a bit. I don't know if I stop watching the thing and then come back.
Okay.
Get out. Uh,
Everything all right? Hello? Oh.
right. Am I here?
Yeah, you're
Can you hear
back. You're back.
me? Yeah. Right. Yeah, so I think my internet's just having issues. So the question was, do I see how I'm giving them opportunities? Was that right?
More so that you're letting them know exactly where you're going to be within the next 10 to 15 seconds. And enemies can use that to make a pick on you, basically.
Yeah.
So you can see like how the denial of vision is so important with your control words.
Yeah.
The same goes for area control as well. Lux is a fair champ.
Yeah, so yeah, she was doing pretty well in this game.
Yeah.
It's just yeah, I think Annie just became too much. The combo of Jace.
Great idea, by the way. Great idea. Okay, with 2 dead, what do we do now?
I think kill that tower and then you go take Baron. And I think that's what we do. Except they steal the Baron.
How can you guarantee that doesn't happen?
Well, I'm making sure that they're all dead.
Death is the best form of CC. I'll add one more thing on top of that is, have you heard of like the term Death Bush?
So is that by putting a pretend Baron, and then you'll just wait in a bush, and then they just come to check out the bush, and you just pop out, and that's them gone.
That requires a denial of vision from your side, so ensuring that they have no idea that you guys are not on Baron, and are are just waiting in a bush.
Yeah.
So you can think of that. You can try that if you want next time, and just think of it as an option for you.
I do love it when someone's like pings it and it's like, yeah, let's bait the Baron. It's like, yes.
Oh no.
Yeah. Annie's.
That happened. What happened to her flash there?
Oh, do I flash again?
Yeah, but you like.
Oh, I felt I was like, oh no, I'm gonna die. Oh, yeah, panic.
Might as well flash.
Yeah. Everyone loves a panic flash.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think having Annie and Jason the same areas is like, oh no.
It's League of One Shot, really.
Yeah, she's 8 and 10, and Jace is, what was he? Oh.
Good. So this is a bit of a strange Baron call. So you guys do get a pick on Annie, which is great.
Yeah.
How can you ensure that you guys have the best kind of setup for Baron right
now? Well, we've got wards outside the bush, outside the back of the pit. We've got a control ward right by Baron, so they have no vision of it. And that ward is far enough into the pit to cover the whole pit, I believe.
Okay.
I mean, if I play like Alistar, I mean, I think I did it in the early game. I at this point I literally went round the side so that if anyone did come round, I could just kind of like just jump in there, muck about with them for a few seconds whilst they finish off the Baron, and then possibly die, but hopefully run away. But as Nami, I can't really be the bruiser in the front line to muck about with that. I guess I could have put a ward directly up, but I think I felt at this point there was enough wards. I mean, they're going to be coming from base side. They're not going to be running along the lane and then running directly south, I feel.
Perfect, actually. You've identified all the points that I'm thinking of. I'm just going to add a little tagline to it. I'm basically thinking I need a channel for if a fight breaks out, which way I'm going to kite towards. So since you've identified that they're all going to be coming from base side, which is most likely this corridor through mid lane, you're probably going to be either forced through down if the fight's winning after you guys take Baron, or you guys are going to
Yeah.
be moving up. And what I'm looking for is the next play to prevent the potential flank from this side. I want a Warden
Yeah.
try, and I want to
Yeah.
be playing towards this side of the map so I can have any sort of escape possible
Yeah.
and be in the best place to enchant my team to do better. Yeah.
Yeah.
So I don't even want to be in Baron Pit right now. I want to be standing out right here.
Yeah, I think I'm just trying to accelerate the killing of Baron with my little
With your 43.
my super powerful AAs.
Yeah. So just a thing for you to think about, your positioning in Baron Pit is absolutely vital if you're an enchanter.
Yeah.
I'd also pop this. You can pop it from here. You can pop it.
Okay. Yeah. I mean, I guess doing that.
That's
give
probably
away
what
the
gave
fact-
them vision. That's probably what gave them vision of Baron. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Unfortunate.
Yeah.
Okay. Cool.
And that was that.
Yeah. So from here on out, I don't think the rest of this spot is too useful to look at. But we've identified the main points from the actual game itself. Do you think you could tell me what you're going to do different now about quadrant vision?
You mentioned the banana bush. I have to, I guess don't ward if you think they're gonna be there. If you're an enchanter, as Nami, because you're gonna probably just run in there and die. Other things.
Tease that out a bit more for me. Why is it important that you need to know where the enemies are in order to ward?
Well, yeah, I don't want to give them opportunities to kill me.
But why do we do it?
Well, we want to get there to like say objectives before, so that we can make sure things are safe for the team to go in. But whilst we know that it's clear, it's a bit of a juggling act, really. Yeah. I mean, you want me to deny vision more?
Yep.
I feel like I sweep when I'm in areas where I think I would ward. I mean that early ward you said put in by the tower. I would never have thought to do that. I'll chuck a few of them in. But the quadrant vision thing, I'm not quite fully with you. I don't think I've ever heard of quadrant vision before.
Okay.
So I guess I'm going to take a little bit longer to get that down.
I can change it slightly, so it's more of a what do you call it, like a flow chart diagram to think of, if that's easier.
Yeah, I do flow charts.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
So think of it like this: what objective is going to spawn, and then we're going to think of three things: vision, picks, into objectives.
Yeah.
And that determines how our vision is going to be placed. So if Drake spawns in 2 minutes, vision around the area, of course, with a safety in mind.
Yeah.
Making picks from the denial of vision or from where we know that they're going to be, and then doing the objective setup with our positioning and making sure we don't get caught as an enchanter.
Yeah.
That's a basic outline of mid-game for any enchanter, basically.
Yeah. I mean, I always try to think of it like it's like 30 seconds kind of before, but yeah, I guess 2 minutes is probably beating.
How long do your wards last?
Are they 2 minutes?
They're pretty close to I think they're like 110 seconds, I want to say. So they're close to 2 minutes.
Yeah, about two minutes. Yeah.
So what this means is you have time to place them down, go back to your own spawn, get a fresh set of wards. So you're you're holding all the wards, and you can still be in time for the actual objective.
Yeah.
So 90 seconds is what I usually piece it at for my students.
So 90 seconds is the
90 seconds is when I want all my vision down and around the objective.
Yeah. Okay, yeah.
Good.
Okay.
So that's what I'm trying to steer you towards, is thinking, where is the objective going to spawn? That's where my vision's going to be placed around. We'll talk a bit more about where we actually want the vision to be, but that's the main gist of it. Does that make sense?
Yeah. I'm with you on that.
Great. Cool. Shall we take a quick 5-minute break before we hop onto the next VOD?
I'm up for that. That sounds good.
Yeah, perfect.
Yep.
Go get some water, grab a toilet break. Be back in 5.
Yep. All right, cheers.
Cool.
Ready when you are.
Hello. Yes, we are back. Good. Let's talk about Alistar then. The pink cow himself.
Oh yes.
um yeah, why do you think or how do you think Alistar functions as support champion?
Well, there's two kind of main schools. There's like if you have a team that can engage, uh, and you need to basically just keep your AD carry alive, you can just literally just man mark your AD carry, or the nearest squishy, so that when they go ham on them, you can just knock them away, knock them up, knock them down.
Mm-hmm.
Or there's you have no one who can engage, and you can just go in and like try and do like a four-man knock up, and then put your ult on while they just go ham on you, and then your team just locks in on them and they all die. That's how I like to think about Alistar. I love playing him when he was broken about, what was it, 4 or 5 seasons ago. That's why I think I've got the most points. It's only got about 500,000 points in Alistar.
Oh
But then,
Jesus, right.
yeah.
Okay, that is quite a lot.
And it's like, yeah, and then they just kept on nerfing him and nerfing him, nerfing him, and then it's like it came to a point where it's like I can go in, get the four-man knock up, knock them up, and then just like lock them down, and then everyone's just like going, "Oh, look at that guy," and they just watch you die, and you're like, "Oh, okay, that didn't work," and then yeah, then you just don't go in again, and it's just like then there's no one to engage the team, and they just wait for them to engage on you, and yeah, it just feels like you're very, very team dependent. You need to have an AD carry or
Mm.
someone who knows what they're doing.
Mm-hmm.
So basically, I just ditched him in favor of Nami. Is kind of like in lane, like you can either just heal up your support, or you can just put the E on yourself if they don't want to go anywhere near them, and just also attack them. Um, and so that's kind of where I went. I've always loved Alistar. I think it makes me cry when you have a jungle who's like, I'm not going to come bot ever, and it's just like, dude, I have like 3 things that do CC.
The
We
best
could just
setup.
kill them over and over again, and it's just
Yeah.
like, yeah, but I'm duoing with top, so all right then, whatever.
Yeah. Having that
Yeah,
intelligence to play for the team and not your duo is very difficult and rare to find.
yeah. So I rarely play Alistar unless I'm just like in a mood. There's a core JJ video.
Hmm.
He did like I think like a series about 3 or 4 videos of
Yeah.
how to support,
Yeah.
and he talked about talks about the triangle and stuff like that.
Yes.
And he plays Alistair in that, and I was like, oh. So every time I rewatch them every now and then just to give myself a refresher, and like, oh, this is where I should stand.
Mm-hmm.
And then I play there for about 10 games and then stop. Um, and then yeah. So whenever I watch those videos, I go, oh, Alistair, he was such a cool champ, and I just love it. And then I play him for a bit, and then yeah, as I say, I just get stuck with some jungle who's duoing at mid or top, and just yeah, we're just left alone to die.
Mm-hmm.
And it's like, thanks guys. And then I go, right, that's it. I'm playing Zara, and I'm gonna win this game by myself.
Yeah. Mage supports be like that.
I feel like they're pushing Lux towards that point. I might end up just going Lux. If I don't end up seriously climbing with Zillion, I'm gonna go Lux and just because when you saw what that mid was doing, it's like you can get that kind of damage. I think in support with Lux these days, it's insane.
She does kind of have that kind of unique ability to lock down someone and just 100-0 squishies.
Yeah.
Hmm. Which I think is kind of broken for support. But yeah.
Yeah.
I digress.
I think that's what Alice. When I got my 500,000 points of Alistar, I think that's pretty much what I was doing. 100-0 was just by CC spells. It was like, what the hell is going on?
Yeah.
Yeah, he had to be nerfed. I mean, they were going Alistar top at one point, weren't they?
I kind of miss those days when you could like half health and ADC with just your combo.
Yeah. Yeah, it's like, oh yeah, I got ignite too.
Yeah.
Die.
1v1 him.
Yeah.
Speaking of, how do you think this lane matchup functions then?
So Jinx is a kind of a scaly AD carry. Jin has that early grenade, which if he hits it right, can just half health you just with one thing because he's like bounced it off 4 dying minions or something like that. And then Karma is someone who just falls off late game, but that can be annoying. I think I kind of felt like at one point we went in and like I was like, yeah, we'll be able to do all right, but then yeah, Karma could just shield it and just do an empowered kill or whatever it is that blows you up. And that was the end of Jinx. And at which point I was like, I think I'm going to go defense. Yeah, because the Karma, yeah, we just have to stand behind minions so that it blocks the Q. But then Jin has his thing which just destroys all the minions in one hit. And Jinx just needs, 2-3 items, and then it's like, pedal to the metal.
Yeah. Sounds about right. What I kind of saw from this was, or do you think you kind of carried that out?
Well, let's say yeah, I wanted if I could get a decent engage on them, I was like, I'm gonna give it a go. And then like I say, it didn't work, and then I was like, that's it. I'm just gonna try and keep Jinx alive. I was like, she's a gold AD carry. Um, she's got lethal tempo. I'm sure she'll be alright. If she gets a chance to scale, we've got a good chance. Yeah, I mean, obviously you got Kale, so you don't want the game to go on for more than half an hour. You might as well just quit. But yeah, I mean, I feel like I should probably have let Jinx scale a bit harder before I try to go in. But if I see, I just want to do the combo, bang bang, and not miss it.
Yeah. Okay. Well, let's hop into the video and see if we can like translate a lot of those things and talk about the niches surrounding Alistar's laning phase, basically.
Yeah. I mean,
If there was
don't get destroyed, but in the first 2 or 3 levels before you get a chance to do anything.
yes, that's the most important thing. Alistar at level 1 is basically a glorified minion.
Yeah.
He's got no way of closing the distance except flash Q, which you don't want to do, and it's just not a very good not a very good vibe to begin with.
Yeah.
So we got.
I think that's why they gave him the cowbell.
Yeah.
You could just stand there, just ringing that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was kind of gutted they got me that empowered kill. I was like, oh really? Do you reckon they just fired it in just for the hell of it?
And as a Karma player, I've done that so many times, and it will happen again and again.
Well, not anymore, because I won't be standing there. I'll be standing to the right of the wall.
True. Good. So we leash. Nothing exciting happening here. Where's the enemy? So did the enemy leash?
I think they turned up at the same time as us, so I'm going to say yes.
Okay. And how can we make sure that is the actual case?
We can look at to see if they have any mana depleted.
Yeah. Anything else?
Let's see if they've done a move. You can ask them.
You can ask them. Did you say? Did you leash, good sirs? What's on the opposite side of the map?
It's like what time they turn up. I mean, I guess if top is there, then you know that Google's had enough of us.
Yeah, but essentially if top has popped on the map before we get there in bot lane, then that's a sure sign that they've leashed.
Yeah.
Good. So this means jungle will meet top at Scuttle Crab when?
I think you said 315, wasn't it?
Perfect. Yep, 315. So at that mark, we're going to be looking towards top to see if they're going to be there. What happens if you guys both leash and only your jungler's at the top Scuttle Crab?
We both leash. Then there's done. They vertical jungled.
Eh?
They can't then, can they? They can't vertical jungle then.
Try again.
You say they've cross jungled, so they haven't gone up to their. They've gone into our jungle. Is that what you said?
So if you
I
guys,
know you said they'd taken a different route or something. Like that,
they both go towards top side, and
Yeah.
only your jungler's at the top Scuttle Crab.
Well, does that mean they've reset and gone back to the bottom again, or they wouldn't then turn around and then go back for the Scuttle down bot, would they?
They definitely
I'm
could
not.
have.
I'm not a jungle expert. It feels like a very long-winded way for a gank, but I guess. Yeah, I suppose if they're worried about contesting the Scuttle, then I guess it would work.
Yes. So in a
Yeah.
case where the opposite jungler is like, I'm too weak to contest the Scuttle, so I'm just going to
Yeah.
take a more circuitous route to bot side and guarantee
Yeah.
my Scuttle that way.
Yeah.
So that could be a very
getcha.
valid option. Or
I get.
they might have just reset and gone back to base.
Yeah.
All of those could happen. Instant you walk
Coming
back
into
into
my
this
bush.
bush, the best way to go is right here, by the way.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I get you.
Perfect.
Yeah.
And any good support on the enemy side will not let you get level 2 priority like this. Like, no way. No way.
I would
In
never
higher
let
evos.
my
Yeah.
I'd be like, no, I'm gonna also attack that, and you're gonna be like, sitting at your tower for 5 minutes.
Yeah. Adding on top of this, by the way, this is a very good opportunity to get minion dematerializer, by the way.
Yeah, I think I think I looked at it, and I think yeah, I think for the last two, I think that this might no, I think it was the previous game. I said I played with Alistar. I tweaked the runes, and I was like, yeah, this is how I do it. And it went so badly that I was like, that's it. I'm just gonna take cookie cutters. I'm just gonna do what it tells me to do, because it went so badly that yeah. And I thought, well, maybe I could do some flashy plays with the elder. The hex flash, but as I say, I'm not very good at hex flash, so yeah, DMAT would have been good, I suppose.
You can take DMAT and Hex Flash, by the way.
Yes, what have I got
DMAT's
instead?
on the first line middle, and Hex Flash. No, Hex Flash is on the first line middle, and DMAT's on the far right on the second row.
I can't remember what the options are now.
I think that is. I think that is, but yeah. Anyways, yeah, the reason why we like DMAT is because A, it provides a very
Safe way to get cannon.
Yes, exactly. And you can influence wave states with it so much better.
Oh yeah.
You'll see Mr. Core Yeye use it quite a lot as well.
Yeah.
Cool. So we managed to get level 2 priority somehow. And you do this really circuitous route where you're walking here and then here.
I don't want to scare them by like kind of straight at them, but I'm high enough that I can now loop round and get them. I think that's my plan. I think I was a little bit like I was hoping to be a little bit further forward. I was a little bit sad. I wasn't a bit further forward, but was it too bad? I can't remember. I think I take a load of damage now, don't I?
Okay. How can you guarantee a nice chunk of damage onto Karma? Actually, no. I'll just run through the play and look at how long you CC Karma for here.
Yeah, I could have just knocked her against the wall and then queued.
And
rather
then
than doing
Q,
combo.
that gives enough time for Jinx to put down her E and also trap her as well.
Yeah.
Blow her flash, probably kill her as well, and then you get first blood.
Yeah.
And then I think here you die here, I think. You die somewhere. You die somewhere close to level 3, I think, if I remember correctly.
Yes, I think so.
I think it's because you walk up for your cannon. So there's another argument for minion demat. I can't remember though. We shall see.
I think I walk up for the cannon and I'm just about to hit it, and Jinx last hits it. Oh, really?
Yeah, here.
I'm like, come on, wait. Oh.
Here. Yeah. Imagine if we had demat.
Yeah.
Oh,
So,
it's just a level 3 trade. Yes. Okay. Who doesn't have flash here?
Karma.
Okay. So what should you do the instant you hit level 3?
Go in on Karma.
Perfect.
I was just gonna say, I think our jungle is at the Scuttle, and theirs isn't there.
Ooh. Okay. That's actually a very good point. So there could be a chance.
We both leased, so yeah.
Yeah, there's a very good chance that they are maybe bot side.
And 315 on the dot. You know,
yeah.
You speak the truth.
Which is maybe why they played a bit more aggressive here. But you see how you guys made a move for Jin when the actual target should have been Karma. Because I think here you die to Jin flash Q. Yeah.
And then Jinx does a nice follow-up heal. Thanks.
She should have gotten the double here, by the way, like easily.
I think if Jinx healed like a second earlier, I think we would have done right.
Yeah.
But she likes to try and do the clutch heal.
Jungle is
top.
Die. Jungle is top, by the way. See it.
Okay. Yeah.
Okay, perfect. Your ADC's just died. What do you do
now? I could head mid.
Good. Which route are you going to take?
Well, what I usually do, if I'm actually thinking, is I head, so I'm going in between. So I would be like, almost like from here, I would probably go up to red. And then depending on what's going on, I would then either go left round red or right round red, depending if like Akali decides to back off. The thing about Akali is that she got that cloud thing, so she could just disappear. But yeah, I think at this point I'm just gonna get some solo XP. I've just died. I've got my tail between my legs.
I want you to be constantly rerouting and thinking of where you're gonna go, and the fact that you're thinking of a gank potential in the mid lane might not work shows to me that you're thinking of all the right things. Is it worth your time to walk towards mid side here? Yeah, perfectly. Would it also be beneficial to try freeze the wave here? Yeah. So why couldn't we do both at once by taking this kind of middle route?
Yeah. So that if I'm actually on it, I head towards mid. And now Vi's going bot towards mid, so it would be like it would bang on if I could like sandwich that get a nice Akali sandwich. But,
Absolutely. I'd almost even go to wager to say if you hex flash from here and try to go on Jin, you'd probably get a kill because he has no flash.
Yeah.
And heal. So just a thought maybe, but maybe Karma Shield will save him. Who knows?
Yeah, probably.
Yeah. So I want to see you try freeze this wave. Does it happen? Although it's a bit big.
No, I think it's a bit too big. I think I'm just gonna some farm.
You still have all the aggro, so you could drag them up.
I think
yeah, perfect. And they're right here on time for Jinx. And we miss a cannon again. What's the point of that ward?
Just miss a cannon. Yeah, I don't know. They've just gone back. I guess it's pretty pointless.
And now we just have 3 relic stacks that we're sitting on.
I'm not gonna waste them on There you go.
Oh, there's 1. There's 2.
Well, got to get the minis.
Yeah, absolutely. 21 gold. It's payday. Yeah, so what I'm trying to get you to think of here is in the early laning phase to constantly rethink what you can do as an engage support to influence other lanes. If the roam timing is here, your wave's probably going to back up this crash right here and shove back into their turret. If that allows you to do either Drake or roam mid, then that's a great play, basically.
I think we got Vi coming. This is. Yeah.
Good. So how can you increase the bit of uncertainty here?
Well, yeah, you were saying going in and out of the bush, and I
Yeah.
was trying to do that a bit, but I'm also wanting to stand behind the minions because I don't want any of those stupid Qs coming from Karma.
Yeah. Good thought.
Let's escape by Vi here.
Yeah. He gets away with the skin of her teeth. Good.
I'm
So
going
I
back
would
into
set
the bush.
yeah. I'd set this up perfectly here. Walking into that bush. And there's a trick that you can do that you can hex slash between bushes without being seen.
Yeah.
Great. So no mantra Q. Perfect time for you to go into engage here. So that's our ult down for about 30 seconds. You remember how we were talking about playing against mages, and it's all about
Playing on cooldown.
Yeah, no shield as well. This is prime time. Prime time to engage. Prime time. But we're all playing so afraid.
Yeah, I guess that their minion wave is pretty big.
Yeah.
I like to make. I was thinking, is this a time? And I was like, no. Yeah, if we have a minion kind of wave advantage, I'm very keen to go in. But if the minions are like 6 of them, so here I've gone in, but I'm trying to get out as soon as possible because I know I'm going to take a lot of minion aggro.
And what a shame our DMAP, our stack isn't up.
Yeah, I know. As I say, I think in the back of my mind, I've got the fact that I just need to make sure that Jinx doesn't die anymore. I feel like that's my win con. It's like, yes, killing them would be lovely, but as long as Jinx doesn't die, then I think we've got a better long game. Because I say the whole thing about Karma is really annoying, and then nothing. And then I love this bit. Oh, look at that.
Yes, perfect. Absolutely perfect stuff from you there. Yeah, absolutely great stuff. Nice flash WQ. I'm almost surprised you didn't get ulted by Cho there, but you know, a win's a win. Really well played.
It's the green outfit. I blend in with the grass.
Yes, absolutely. Good. So we're just looking for a cheeky reset here.
Yeah.
And we don't have a
While
stack.
not getting killed by.
Oh. We dive it?
Yeah. She dies it. I think she dies, but I'm like, I'm not gonna. Oh no, she does alright. I wasn't gonna follow it up because I had 100 HP at night.
Oh yeah, I was about to say here.
I complained that I saved Cho there. I'm like, how did I know you were gonna do your move? So like, my whole game plan was around like, if someone comes in closing on my AD carry, I'm going to be knocking them away. Yeah, literally you saved him there. Oh, give me a break. I was going to type back. Oh, I think I just nah.
Good restraint. Great restraint.
Oh yeah, it did. Bollocks. Yeah. That's my first cannon.
Potentially. Yeah, so what we've identified so far in laning phase is first we need to play to our strengths with oh no.
I missed a combo. Oh. I don't think they were super proud of me. Then I was like, yeah, all right.
It happens to the best of us.
Yeah.
But the idea that we need to play aggressive whenever we have not a lead but an advantage over them in terms of cooldowns.
Yep.
On top of that, if you can focus whoever has no flash or no means escape that you can lock down, that's a priority.
Yep.
So here, should she even be able to walk up here?
Hell no.
Exactly. So I want you to be on the edge of this bush, ready to combo her and turn this into a kill. So why are you so afraid of her Qs if you have Hex Flash? You're giving them too wide of a burst, basically.
My Jinx is still level 7 whilst Jin is 8. I feel like they still have a lot of damage output. I could lock down Karma, but I think Jinx can't really follow it up. I think she'll just get honed by Jin.
She's got ult.
She does. Don't think we've got heal though, did I?
Yeah, that's fine. See, just you doing this and then Jinx just following up with anything is a kill.
Yeah.
So knowing...
was my ult up?
Yeah, your ult was up.
I don't know, before, when you were telling me to be in... Yeah, it was. Yeah. Yeah, so I should have just done it earlier.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Create more of these opportunities yourself.
Yeah.
I think one of the other things Zen also really likes saying is, what was it? Using your health as a resource to trade.
Yeah.
Have you heard of that?
Yeah, definitely. Yeah.
What people underestimate quite a lot is Alistar's passive sustain, basically.
It is pretty good.
Yeah.
If you can get pretty low and then just stay there for like another 5 minutes and it's like, yeah, I'm back up to full health.
Exactly. So would you dive this? 100%, I would.
Really?
Yeah.
I got no health.
As soon as Vi comes along, yeah.
Yeah.
I'd be positioning aggressively.
She does have a go at me for this one.
Yeah.
I just felt like I was so low, and I feel like she could have gone left there.
Better you die than her, basically.
Yeah.
Because as a support, our life is less valuable than our teams. It's sad to say.
Yeah, I used to be very try and save people at the cost of my life a lot, and then I just found myself like two levels below, and then just saying about agency earlier on was like zero negative agency.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I think I've just kind of gone a bit too far the other way now, being a bit too selfish as a support. It was definitely not my original.
Yeah.
My original game plan, but I've just swung too far the other way now. Probably do a bit of a rebalance.
Yeah. So in that sense, thinking of dive potentials whenever you actually see the opportunity, great way. Go for it.
Yeah.
Here, we're presented with a Predator Cho'Gath running towards an ADC. What's the best way to get out here?
Well, I mean, I think I just instantly press W on Cho. I don't want him to get the knock up on Jinx because that's Jinx dead.
Okay, perfect.
All it takes is one full up Q from Karma, and yeah.
Okay.
And Cho can do Cho things.
Right. How
So
can
yeah,
you maximize your W?
I guess if I walk up, then I can W him like back the lane. But I think I just want to just W ASAP because he's got that kind of he's got the Predator on, and God knows how fast he's going to be, and get the Q off and knock up Jinx even if I could get that realignment.
I could even suggest wait till he gets here and then W him away over the wall. And that delays him for a little bit longer.
I mean, like, if he were to, yeah, it was pretty close.
Yeah. I just wouldn't use my
Yeah.
pulverize this soon, basically, is what I'm trying to say.
Okay.
I'd W first, and then I'd see the scenario, and then I'd Q something.
Yeah.
But yeah, you guys come away with a Q. Sorry, with a kill. So that wasn't too bad. Oh God, my English is all over the place tonight.
That's alright. So there's a lot of speaking for an hour or an hour and a half.
Okay, so that's basically what I have to say about this game. Really, is first in the original bits, be much more aggressive in your level 2 with the W and then the Q, basically. Here.
Yeah.
Prioritize flashless targets, especially when you hit level 3. One really nice Alistar combo is, do you know if you hover over someone, flash, and then if you put W when you're out of range, and then flash when you're into the range, it automatically goes?
Yep.
Yeah, you know that?
Yeah.
Cool.
I very rarely do it though. I prefer to keep my flash for flash, knock up, and then knock them backwards towards my tower.
That works as well.
That's my favorite playmaking with Alistar.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, I guess if there was a chase going on, I could use it. But
Yeah.
yeah,
One more
probably
thing
muck it up.
is yeah.
Get spam pinged.
One more thing on top of that is looking for roam timers in the middle. We're looking for wave being shoved out.
Yep.
If our ADC's just died, if there's any opportunity in which we can go mid. It's not if we can go mid, then we go mid. It's if there is a mid gank opportunity.
Yep.
Such that your mid has good setup or good follow up to your combo as well. That's the important thing.
Yep.
Cool. Shall we have a look at the last VOD?
Yeah, sure.
All right, great. Are you still managing to take in everything okay?
Yeah. I feel like with Alistar is a balancing act of being too aggressive and then it's like you're too far forward and your AD carries is like in another time zone and you're like going 2v1 and then this is kind of like why'd you do that? And then there's like just not going in anywhere and just kind of like wasting all the potential of being Alistar. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. I guess probably you probably don't want to go on too much longer, otherwise my brain will probably frazzle.
It's a careful balance between trying not to overload you with too much information for the first session.
Yeah.
That's kind of my vibe.
Yeah, I'm with you. I think there's definitely a fair few things to do. I mean, like the warding 2 minutes before the dragon. I think that's probably going to be my key takeaway. I think I mean, I always try and think about being really aggressive on a level 2. Whether it actually happens or not is another thing. But it's usually in my mind of like, I want level 2, I want to go in, and then it's just like, it didn't happen. Why not? I don't know. But you know, it's in the background of me going, yeah, this is what I want, and it's oh, yeah, okay. But sometimes you get like, it's almost like if I go in like perfect world scenario. I'm going in and I'm like, I've got level 2 advantage, and then I smack. They're like, they always go, oh, he's running straight at me. I need to back off now, and then they're just under tower and they're safe. So I'm kind of like, I want to leave it to the last physical moment to make them feel they're safe, and everything's fine, and then boom, I'm in their face and they're dying. And it's like I want to play that game of just like making them feel safe whilst not being really passive.
Yeah.
I think it's like my Leona game. I do the opposite. I try and just run at people as much as possible to make them think they're getting ganked. Well, actually, it's just me just playing mind games with them. And if they were to turn around on me, like it wouldn't end well for me. But they're just so. I'm just running at them in a straight line so much that I'm just bluffing them so hard that they're like, "Oh God, we're getting ganked." Um, and then after about 10 minutes, they realise I've done that so much that they're like, "There's no one behind him." So yeah, I guess it's just yeah those mind games. I should probably just not worry so much about picking them out so much and just kind of get down like the perfect scenario of like smacking them on level 2. And
Right.
if they run back so much, yeah, fair enough.
Mm-hmm.
They've realised that I have an advantage. And then once like that works off pretty well, then I can go back to maybe playing a bit of mind games. But yeah, just try and nail being in the right place before trying to play too many mind games. I think is what I'm trying to get at.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
Speaking of which, what kind of mind game are you trying to play with Zillion?
Well, Zidian, I feel like there isn't the only mind game with Zillion is like is leaving the ultimate to exactly the last moment. So they're like they go absolutely ham on your AD carry, and just as he's about to die, you ult him. Um, and then there's the other way with like they've got them down halfway health, and then you ult them, and then like I'm just not going to bother hitting them anymore now, and just let them do their thing until their ult is off. I feel like that's the only real mind game. I mean, s- s- this one I was so gutted that there was no. I mean, we our jungle's kind of tanky, but what I want is a Darius. I want a Darius who's not necessarily super fed, but can handle his own, and then just give them permanent speed boost. And I think that's enough nightmares for anyone.
A
I think
fast
that's
Darius.
a fast Darius with 99% speed boost is just yeah. I think you need no other mind game than like here have a have a light speed Darius in your face. Yeah.
Sounds about
But
right.
there was no one in this game really worth ulting. I mean, Draven, if he's good, he's going to do a lot of damage if I bring him back. But I feel like he didn't really get that kind of. He didn't really get the damage off really.
Hmm.
TF is TF once he's done his stuns and cards. He's just not really worth much.
Yeah.
Um, yeah, and the jungle they had good intentions, but yeah. Um, But yeah, so ideally I'd have some bruises on like a set or something like a set or Darius. I couldn't think of anything better than yeah, just to speed them up. Um, but yeah, I think I'd just resign myself to playing a Zilean game. Zilean is the one I'm climbing with, so I pretty much would like to just spam Zilean.
Okay.
If I can just get double bombs on people, then I'm happy. The first 3 levels, I'm just literally just like, if I can just get one bomb off someone, um, just to proc my mana flow band, get some damage off them, then I'm happy. And yeah, try and get level 2. Sometimes I'll put like a bomb on the back line just to kind of like prep uh, the caster minions just to speed things up a bit. But obviously, I know, like, playing mages and cooldowns and stuff. You don't really want to be doing that if they'll just turn around and splat you for it.
Right.
Yeah. I
What
think
it
I've said
sound...
enough.
Yeah, no. What it sounds like is like the emphasis or like Zillion's strengths is almost in like the mid to late game, isn't it?
Oh hell yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, early game, if you can get like consistent bombs on people and they're a squishy as hell squishy champ, then you could, in theory, pressurize a kill. But they have to be a bit mentally slow, I think, for you to get that off, or just a bronze or something. Then yeah, it's literally once you hit 6, that's your big power spike.
Hmm.
Yeah.
Okay. Bearing that in mind, pairing something like Zillion with a Draven ADC is not a good vibe.
Yeah. I mean, this is. I guess if I was Alistar, that would be the best one, wouldn't it?
Yeah.
As say, yeah, I had to get a Zillion game in at some point, and I think this was my last one, and I had to do. I think I'd already done the Nami, I'd already done the Alistar game, so it's like, yeah, this is, and I think I was first pick on this one, and so he chose Draven into Zillion, if you know what I mean.
Right.
Not the other way around. I think that's the case. Don't quote me on it. It's a good excuse if it was the case, but
Yeah.
yeah, I get what you mean. Yeah, it's he wants to be early, just murdering them from the first minute.
Hmm.
I guess my Zyra would probably be quite good for this, or Nami.
Yeah.
The way is always the same.
I have all the evidence I need.
Cooldown.
Yeah. Same thing. Yeah. So Blitz
So
Blitz
that's
cooldown is how long
yeah.
is Blitz's Q cooldown level 1?
I'm gonna say 12 seconds.
It's definitely longer than that. I think somewhere
Is it?
closer to like it's either. I want to say it's almost close to something like 18. But I
Oh
could be
really?
wrong. Yeah. You have quite a lot of time to play with, basically.
Yeah, let's put it back up now, though.
Yeah. So you want to be aggressive, auto-attacking the enemies when Blitz Q is basically down.
Oh yeah, definitely. Yeah, I'm very aware to play around the cooldown on a blitz Q because he's as you said earlier on, he's a glorified ward.
Yep.
I feel like if Draven was somewhere in the same time zone there, like we could have got a kill easy. But double bomb. Did I do it? I did it again. It's
Nice.
like, come on.
I honestly think, yeah, great first
Oh yeah,
blood.
we did get killed. So yeah, I mean, early duels is not too bad.
Yeah. Doing good.
get some stuns off, then
Yeah.
yeah, he let him do his thing with the axes.
Good. So I'd not even bother about doing anything here. I just reset. The fact that you guys are trying to take a turret plate right now is pretty greedy. Do you see what I mean? So Caitlyn's already here.
Yeah.
And you guys haven't had the opportunity to spend your gold, basically. So that basically puts you guys behind them in terms of lane tempo. So the instance you guys get first blood or a really nice kill where Draven snowballs off of, I'd rather you guys just have reset.
Yeah. If it wasn't for the fact it was Blitzcrank, I would have gone hunting for them, see if I could interrupt their back.
Yeah. Good. We take Drake. And so in this scenario, who's stronger right now?
Time is wasted.
Well, yeah, we're all full now. Yeah, I mean, we should be stronger. I think Draven might have been missing a lot of farm.
Hmm.
Can't remember. But again, it's the long range of the Caitlyn. This bit made me cry. So look at what Draven's doing. Look what he's doing.
He's ulting the minion.
No, he's altering Blitz,
Yeah. But okay.
and it's just like at this point, I did have to type. I was like, Kate, squishy.
Already there.
Hates squishy.
Blitz passive, not swishy. You know, it's just like, oh dear God. So there's no way in hell we should have lost that fight. But
No.
yeah. So yeah, we were stronger, but his mind was not stronger. Yeah, I don't know what elo you realised that you fire the squishy one, not the one
It's
with
enlightening to see. I'll put it that way.
the. Yeah. Look, it's down. Let's go.
Yes.
I think we get the kill now.
Speed it up again. Take the nice route. Okay, it's taking the long way around, and it's a kill. Beautiful. Yeah, great stuff. Really good stuff. Kate squishy indeed.
All in good time.
I was like, okay, yeah, I hope we push. I put bomb on the casters.
Yes.
So
Perfect.
he just needs to put an E in that and it's finished.
Mhm.
Oh yeah, he's gone for another plate.
So you see it, like how this is greedy, right? That's just
Yeah, and I was like, I'm just going back because.
yeah.
Well, the funny thing after saying all that, he kills her.
Wait, does she? What?
Yeah, I don't know how he did it, but yeah. So I'm like, but if you look at the map,
Yeah.
look at the map.
I'm looking. I'm looking.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
I think he flashed there.
Yeah, it looks like he flashed. Wow.
Yeah, Jungle didn't even get a chance to get there. He killed
Wow.
it. It's like, so
Fair.
I was like, fair play.
Same thing here. ADC's backing. What does this mean?
Yeah, I should go mid.
We go mid. We go mid and see what's happening there.
Yeah, I think I think I went mid, and then there was no mid to be messed around with.
Yeah, perfect.
That's one good thing about Zillion is the E is you can roam pretty fast.
Yeah,
Oh, this bit,
this is just horrendous.
yeah, yeah. I was like, help. I was just,
You got your ult?
yeah.
Perfect.
Yo, give him a speed up.
I'd honestly still go all in, since Draven still has ult, and you still have exhaust. If you trust your macro enough. Or your
Yeah, he's
micro.
going to do it. Oh. So at this point, I'm thinking just crash it and
Yeah.
then go back. But I think our jungle wanted a Drake. I think we're just.
This is unfortunate. I remember this. Very unfortunate.
They die as well? No, I can't remember. I think at this point I'm like, I want to crash this.
Yeah.
unlikely the matches were involved.
It's also a good idea to learn how to self-cast without hovering over yourself, by the way.
Yes, I think when I did my coaching with Zen, and he was making me do Annie, and I think I didn't realise at that point you can just press E.
Yeah.
I thought you had to self-cast it. I have since these ones. I was like, yeah, that is one thing I do need to try and improve. So I have found one last button I can map on my mouse. So I now have button for alt, so if I held that down, and I was
Good.
practicing that earlier on, so yeah, I will now be self-casting.
Perfect.
Yeah, with champions like Alistar and Zyra and things like that, I've never really done self-casting. I mean, I guess with Nami I can do self-casting, but it's never really been a problem. But yeah, I think with Zillion, I want to get from one side of the map to the other. I want to look at them. And I don't want to be having to pan back for self-casting all the time. So yeah, I was like, got to be done.
Indeed. Nice ult.
Got the ult off? Yeah.
Yep.
I think he still doesn't manage. I think I managed to. Oh no! I think I tried to, like, if I hide over here, you have to.
I think if you exhausted him, he would have died as well. But
I'd already used the exhaust.
oh. Ah, okay, you exhausted him there. Fair.
Otherwise, I think I'm already dead.
Yeah. Draven picked it up somehow.
Draven got the kill, so yeah.
Yeah.
Worth. I think worth mid, so just head bot. See if I can get last hit.
Oh,
Yeah.
beautiful. Last hitting a Zillion is probably the hardest thing to do. Okay. Is this a good dive? Is there a dive angle here?
I think if jungle was around, maybe. I don't know where their jungle is, and Kane is a scary man. He can come through walls, and that's never good. I mean, I know I've got my ult, but I don't have exhaust, and I like to have exhaust stuff if it's going to be a dive. But yeah, I mean, it is Kate on her own, but where's Blitz? You know what I mean?
Yeah, he could just be hiding around the corner.
Exactly. He's waiting to do Blitz things with Kane standing next to him. He's like, ah, you're dead. It's like, haha, you thought it was a dive opportunity. You know, playing mind games, isn't he?
Yeah, exactly. Exactly.
Yeah. So, you know. Oh, there they go. Kane, he's come in.
And then we ult ourselves, which is tragic.
Yeah, I know. I think I meant to ult Kane, but not Kane, Draven. But I think we were just standing next to each other, and it just happened.
Mm.
Either that, or I'm a KDA player.
He's off.
That was meant to be on the other side of the wall, but I failed.
I appreciate the effort. That's what's important.
You panning back, so yeah, I'll hopefully fix that. It did make me laugh when I did my training with Zen. He was like, "Oh, yeah, you'll get used to it." And I felt like saying, "Dude, I've been playing this game for like what over 10 years. If I'm gonna get used to that, I should have done it by now. But
Yeah.
I am gonna. Yeah, I saw Blitz over here earlier, and I was like, he's gonna be bored, isn't he?
Great idea.
Bit of a gank.
I'd pick the bush right there, just to make sure he has no idea you're there.
Yeah, I think that's probably a good idea. I think I was just like, yeah, my 80 carries, but I'm just gonna run back bot. Just checking the
Man's on a mission.
He's ulted. Take him on for the team.
Yep. Considering he has so much lifesteal, you guys are ready to go back again? Yeah.
I think this is where I went wrong. I went into I think I did a an oracle, I think, and I got my brain melted because I was surrounded by wards. I was expecting there to be one. This is it. I was like,
Yeah.
what? How many wards? Yeah, I just couldn't handle it. Yeah, they got a hook on me.
Oh, that is tragic.
Yeah.
Oh.
See, I think this is where it starts to go wrong. I think our lead in bot has gone through a couple of careless kills from Draven, a couple of careless death by me.
Yeah.
And Kane just gets big.
So what's the most important thing for you guys to kind of get the control back from, you think?
I mean, Drake would be nice, but yeah, I mean, I think that's what we try, and I think it almost works. But I think this is, yeah. So I mean, was that the right answer? Getting Drake, or
Considering what the map state is currently and the lack of vision you have, it might be dangerous to start it. But if you're
Yeah.
using this to bait a fight, it might be a good idea.
okay.
Yeah. Which is, I think, what exactly happens here. Perfect ult,
Yeah.
and we just leave him to die.
And then the next one to leave to die.
Yeah.
And then they get the Drake.
So maybe not quite.
Yeah, I feel like the weak link on this one was the jungle. I think he had good ideas, but I think the just didn't work out. Maybe it wasn't that he was the weak link, but that Kane was just the superior of the two.
Yeah.
And now Kate's just destroying.
He did do disgusting amounts of damage. Fair. Okay, I think we've established that your Zillion early game is still semi-decent.
Thank you.
Enough to net you a few double bombs that lead into nice trades and kills as well. Other than that, I think my only improvement for you as a Zillion player is instead of speeding them up, speeding your teammates up, you can engage with a E flash and then QWQ. So E the enemy, I mean, to slow them down to 99% if you have good follow up from your AD.
The E doesn't start off as 99%. It's a bit.
Yeah.
It's like that. So I don't think I would quite have the balls to just flash in an E, because I'm if they were still on it, I think I could still miss both bombs, and then I'd be like, I'd have nothing, and I'd be like, I can't flash out because I just flashed in. Meanwhile, my AD carry would be looking at me going, he's just missed everything, and oh, I feel like it, the level 6 power spike is the, when like, here, have another crack at the pie, it went wrong, but don't worry, have another try. That is the like, you're kind of working towards that, without losing, and just hitting them once or twice is just like, amazing on top of that. But that not having the bruiser on the team worth ulting is just, it kind of makes the Zidian game a bit pointless. But that, I just want to play Zidian because I feel like, when Draven was like under the tower and he got grabbed, and you can ult them and they can get a kill and like maybe even escape. When if you were any other support, you'd just be like, well, laning's over.
Yeah. Indeed.
So it feels like, you can give people a second chance, which all this elo I think is just, it's needed because people will make really bad mistakes.
Yeah.
And even I think another reason why I like Zillion so much is because the mythic that seems to work so well for him is the Cerulean's battle song.
Yeah.
And getting picks with that is very tasty. But also getting out of dodge. I think I played about 5 games in a row with him, and I think I died like 5 times total with him, and it's just like, I've never had that kind of like low death count with any other champ. And as I was saying, when I first had the meeting with you, I was like, I want to learn how to die less, and I feel like the kit of like, oh, I'm in the wrong place, I can speed myself up or slow them down or speed myself up twice, or actually I'm still going to die, I'll ult myself.
Yeah.
It's a really forgiving kit. And I think the hardest thing is hitting the bombs, and I think most of the time I'm okay with it. So I feel like the actual gameplay of it is not too bad. I think it's more like that transition to the late game, like making sure where I've got the wards around the objectives 2 minutes beforehand. I think that's where I'm gonna be making more gains, hopefully.
Sounds good to me, really.
Yeah.
If you focus on that, I'm sure naturally all the other bits are going to fall into place. In that you're going to be much more aware of what's happening. You're going to be scanning more, and then you're going to be carrying team fights a bit better. Yeah.
Okay. I kind of liked earlier on when you were saying about when I was Nami in the Baron pit, it's like having your exit path thought about already. I think that's something I would normally just gravitate towards blue or something like that, but that maybe going up could be a better alternative and not leave me so stranded, and cut off from my take, because you can kind of get like looped around there and stuff like that. And I think I'll try and think about where I'm gonna go if things go wrong.
Sure.
In advance, more.
Perfect. Do you think that's a good point?
Hopefully, I won't ever have to go that way.
Great. Let's leave it there for today.
I think that's yeah, a natural close.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
We've been
Right.
talking about quite a lot about laning phase, how to use our advantages, playing around cooldowns, and
Yep.
also kind of mid to late game in directing where our vision wants to go,
Yep.
and also just basically thinking about why we actually want vision there instead of just placing it for vision's sake and vision score. Yeah. Do you
Yeah,
have any?
I do try to not put wards down for the
Hmm.
sake of putting a ward down. Because yeah, I see a lot of people doing it. I'm like, oh no, it's just there's no point. And so when I do it, I'm like, oh no. So I feel like I'm not too bad at doing it. I mean, as you say, when I decided not to put down a pink ward because I knew it was going to last 30 seconds.
Yeah.
Yeah, I feel like being able to put down a ward is better than having a useless ward and then in a minute later when you do need it,
Mhm.
just being like, I don't have a ward now. Which I think is one of the reasons why I've stayed playing with support, because you watch other people doing these things and you're like, yeah, I wouldn't put that there. I wouldn't put that.
Hmm.
I had one. I played AD carry once, and I was literally I had a Yumi like sitting on me with a full complement of wards, and I was like, running around in areas where I was like, I'd like a ward here, I'd like a ward here, and they didn't put any wards down, and I'm like, I'm gonna be pushing this tower, and they just eventually I just ran around the same spots over and over again, and they were like, oh yeah, I should put some wards down, and I was like, oh thank God. So yeah, I think that is one of the things where they say how bad support players are or whatever, but I think there is a certain different skill set, which you only really learn as supports. I know, I mean, Zen's always bashing about supports, but I don't know. Yes, I can carry more as a mid, but
Yeah.
carrying from support is a challenge I accept.
Do you have any
I,
kind of any questions or anything you want to do to basically wrap it up?
What's your bank account?
Oh, yeah. Oh, sorry.
That's a good closing question.
Completely forgot about that.
Yeah, I'm not going to let you forget that one. Hang on, I'm
All
just
right.
logging into my bank account now.
Sure. I'll stop the recording there then.
Yeah.